What's up, everybody? It's gonna be a quick update here on the Comanche. A whole bunch has happened since my last video. Since the last video, I got it wired up. I did the wire tuck. This thing starts and runs how you see it now, nice and clean. That's the way they should be. Did a wire tuck here. All this nasty junk wiring that was usually here, I kept it all attached to that starter solenoid, but I kind of just all tucked it behind the battery, so you really can't even see it. Right there you can kind of see it. I got to tuck those back still a little bit more, but yeah, it's in, it starts. The issue I was having was exhaust. Passenger side fit, driver side did not. The way they were designed, it just barely wasn't working. So what I ended up doing was I cut it right along here. I welded it back. Not the prettiest welds. Cast steel isn't the easiest to weld either, but it works, it holds, and that's all that matters. So my initial plan was to cut it, bend it to where it fit, and weld it back, but cast doesn't bend, it just breaks. So that happened. So it broke, and then I kind of got it tacked up where I wanted it. I tried to weld it. All I have here is flux wire, and flux does not work on cast steel. No one told me that. You can regular MIG weld cast steel with gas, but you can't use flux core. So I was having trouble with that. I got a buddy of mine to help me out with this. But yeah, it fits. Welded V-bands on the bottom so I can run my exhaust easier. I built the bumper. I'm building this winch bumper for the front. This is a 2x5 1/4-inch wall bumper. It's flush mount. It looks really good up in there. I got a plate in my van I'm taking to work tomorrow that I will weld to the bottom of the frame rails, and I will mount the winch to that. Once I weld it to the bottom, I'm going to finish cutting the rest of this flimsy metal here. Get that cut out, and I'm gonna put in some probably 2x2 half inch, but probably maybe 3/16 angle iron in here, and maybe run some sort of square tubing in the front here just to keep that 3/8 plate from wanting to bend in and out with the winch on it, just to kind of get this thing strong up in the front. So yeah, that's that. From the last video I made, this actually clears, no problems. This got plenty of room, no problems. This is my rinky-dink bracket for now. It works, no problems. Eventually I'm gonna build something for the back, but for the time being this works. I'm not too worried about it. I tapped into the fuel lines, got the fuel hooked up. I ran my wire. I got the pedal hooked up. I'm not too happy with how this pedal turned out, just because of how it's designed. This 03 Tahoe pedal, it's a lot different than the pedal I have in my 05 harness that I have in my shed for my F100 build. But I had to basically clock it sideways for it to fit in here and not rub the wall and still have its full travel. It looks kind of funny. It still operates fine. It feels fine when you're sitting in the seat. So I'm not too worried about it. Eventually one day I may cut this and move it up some and kind of get it level with the, matching the brake pedal. But for now it works. Got the harness all hooked up. I've got the OBD2 port hooked up. I got the check engine light mounted. I got the gauges pulled out. I plan on running, what's it called? iPad mini here with my gauges. So yeah, that's that. You turn the key on, you hear the fuel pump start. I still gotta get the motor, the computer tuned because I put a cam in it, so it doesn't idle really well. But as you heard, it does start and run. So for the back, I ripped the bed off last night. I got my buddy, another buddy, he's cutting out some frame stiffeners for me out of 3/16. It cost me $120 for the metal. Instead of buying the T&M fab stiffeners, you can buy, those are like $500. So I just got them, we got it traced out, and he's cutting it out for me on with his plasma cutter. So yeah, I'm gonna get this prepped probably tonight or tomorrow, get these frame rails prepped so I can put the stiffeners on the back. And while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and stick the rear axle under. This is a Dana 70 out of a 99 Dodge. It is leaf spring, obviously. I gotta get this cleaned up as well. But I'm going with a spring over axle kit for the rear. I bought those from Rough Stuff, I believe. A buddy of mine hooked me up with a deal on those. So I'm gonna get those done. They say with the Comanche, it gives you a 5.5 to 6 inch lift for the spring over. So we'll see. I'm waiting to get the springs for the front because I want to get the axle under it and kind of get it at the right height I want, and then order springs accordingly. But I may end up just getting a 7.5 inch lift spring, just to kind of level it out. Excuse me. But yeah, that's a real quick update of what I've got going on so far. If you've never taken off a bed on one of these, I'll show you real quick. It's really simple. You got, 1, 2, 3 on the frame rail, 1 on the X member here, that mirrored on the opposite side as well. Then you've got these 3 for the parking brake cable. You got 2 for the gas tank, and then you have 2 for the spare tire carrier. It bolts to this, comes out, and it bolts to the bed here. I ripped that off. Gotta get them off. Here's the plate. I got 3/8 thick plate. It's probably overkill, but it's what I have laying around, so that's what I'm gonna use. Basically, the winch is gonna mount to these holes here. I'm running it like this. The motor side is gonna be on over here. You got the small side with the handle, it's gonna be here. I cut out a hole somewhere in here, and I'm gonna clock it to where that handle is gonna be pointing down through this hole. This is a small cutout for the pitman arm. It's pretty close. I probably could have cut this down a little bit smaller, but oh well, it'll work. And the reason why I have to do this is because the bumper that I made, my initial plan was to mount it to the back side of this. Well, I bought 2x5 tubing, and I should have bought 2x6 because the mounting feet are 5.5, I think, on the winch. So you could get one in, but the other one hung off, and I don't know, kind of messed up my plans on that. So I'm gonna end up running the plate on the bottom. It's still cool. It's all flush mount. If you follow me on Instagram, you can see some pictures of it mounted up there. That's my Instagram's 12valve.tj for that thing over there. But this is my other build that I'm working on. So after that, I'm gonna also be getting this exhaust put in. I gotta get a belt, figure out what I'm gonna do with these fans. I'm not too sure yet what I'm doing with the fans. I got this is off of the Chevy, the transmission cooler. I got that all hooked up. I'm probably gonna either run another one of those or use the stock Jeep cooler there for the power steering. I haven't decided yet because you switch to a smaller pulley. It's not too much smaller, but it is smaller, so it'll be spinning faster. I don't want that fluid getting too hot. I also plan on running maybe an assist setup. I'm not too sure yet. It's all in the works, but I have everything here to do it. It's just a matter of time between now and Jeep Beach whether I can get it done. Having a baby thrown in all the mix is kind of put a struggle on building for me, I guess, just because it's hard to build when you got to go inside and help the wife with the baby, which is totally understandable, and you know, it's part of growing up, having a family. You got to do that stuff, but it just makes it a little harder. So I work when I can, and we'll see if I can get this thing done in time for Jeep Beach. Yeah, thanks for watching. I will try and keep everyone updated on this build. If you got any questions on how I did something, or maybe a comment on something you think may work better, let me know. I'm all ears. You know, I'm learning as I go with this thing. Oh, let me show you the transmission, the transfer case. That's the factory cross member there. And the transfer case doesn't hang down any lower, so that's good. I'm obviously gonna ditch that and build something else. But I don't remember if I mentioned it on my last video, but that transfer case is a 241C with a huge tail shaft. Basically the same transfer case I got in the Jeep over there. I got a slip yoke eliminator on that one. I did a video as well on how to do a slip yoke eliminator on those. But yeah, it's in there. It's getting closer. We'll see if I can get it done. After that, I gotta do the stiffeners for the front as well. Once I do the stiffeners for the front, I'll build the brackets to mount the bumper. The bumper will be mounted, and that'll be done. And I'll start on the front suspension and exhaust and everything like that. Get the interior put back together. Gotta get that door panel back on. Got a bunch I gotta get done, but yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty much just rambling on right now, so I'm gonna end the video. You got any questions, let me know. Thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, so you can follow along with my build. Appreciate it.